toolkit to make money. We're going to just walk through it. Get in, get out, a checklist. See if you're missing anything. But first, I got to bring in the Zoom. Y'all already know. Here we go. I'm not going to sing the song today. I'm being quiet. Here we go. Here we go. Everybody come on in. Come on in. And you ready? Let's do it. Well, good morning, good evening. What it do? How are you? Hootie hoo. Happy Friday too. I am the sound of money in your ear. Avant. That's still double L. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion Bae, aka the Pitch Queen, aka the People's Coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of the OGs. Over here, we're getting off the financial grid. We don't have time. There's no more time. There's no more time. So I welcome, for those who don't know me, I'm Avant. I help people escape the matrix. Who am I? Why am I qualified to do so? Because I got off the matrix twice. About to do it a third time, get my family all the way out the financial grid and make sure that we have what we need. I'm an award-winning tech founder. I'm a TEDx speaker. I do a lot of things. I also teach entrepreneurship for folks like Harvard. And I'm bringing all these principles that I learned from billionaire mentors, my personal mentors, to you. Now, some people get in their feelings because they don't think that somebody who looks like me should be able to tap in and talk like I talk to you. And you know what? They can get over it. They're going to be all right. It's going to be all right. So I'm trying to preserve my voice today. I was doing a lot yesterday, but it's fun times. You know what I mean? It's fun times out here. We got to have some fun and bring the energy because the old system is collapsing. Everything you know is collapsing. Now, somebody asked in the WhatsApp group, they asked the question, they're like, well, why do people keep saying to prepare for civil unrest? You know, what's coming? What's coming? Well, there are a variety of just nightmarish scenarios. I bet you didn't know while we were watching, what celebrity news are we watching this week? Why we were watching Oscars drama or something, I don't know. I bet you didn't know that the World Health Organization has been making preparations for what they call the worst case scenario. You know what that is? They're talking about nuclear war. What am I supposed to do with that information? I mean, why are we looking at 50 Cent now? I don't know. This is what's going on. So we have to just start moving differently, right? We got to normalize tapping into intuition. Also, nobody's probably talking about this. I don't know if you remember last year when the Trump administration was being very aggressive about birthright citizenship, which, you know, they had to do the 14th Amendment to make sure that they couldn't say that people that look like you and me, they were trying to say we're not citizens. We have no rights as a citizen. So they put it back. They put it in the thing, the Constitution. Well, that case is still going all the way through the courts. It'll be before the Supreme Court, April 1st. Matter of fact, April 1st, they're going to start hearing oral arguments. Now, if they decide to agree with the Trump administration, that means they would actually reverse the 14th Amendment. Now, could it be possibly between that and whatever's going on in the war and the fact that the price of oil has already doubled since February 28th, it literally doubled. It's going to go over $200 a barrel, which means the price of literally everything is about to go all the way up. Could it be? Remember when the ports, y'all remember when they were playing with the ports? Whatever happened with that? Nobody talks about that. Could it be that we start running out of stuff? We might have some shipping, some shortages somewhere in the supply chain, just possibly. Y'all remember like the pandemic, you remember? Well, now what if all of that happens at the same time? Do you think there might be some civil unrest? You think some people might start acting a fool? Probably. Which is why while we were watching T.I. and 50 Cent and them go back and forth about a month ago, there was a memo circulated, and they've trained a special unit of the National Guard for crowd control and civil unrest, and they will be deployed to all 50 states as of April. And so, if all of this is going on, we might want to just, you know what I mean? Let's just, because I don't even know. I feel like, because this is how I talk all the time. This is how I talk to my family. I've been talking to my family like this for 10 years. But apparently, no one's having these conversations, apparently. Which is why people look at me like I'm being weird. I'm like, it's World War III. Have you not been saying this? It's not a war. Oh, you still believe what they tell you on TV? Got it. So this is not for everybody, but I speak to those who are practicing. I need you to practice discernment. I need you to practice tapping into your intuition. When intuition speaks, you need to move. This must become your new normal. This is not your safety mechanism because they're going to get on TV and tell you something and put something in your face that looks real. They're going to tell you a narrative, whatever they want you to believe. And only that little part of you that's like, something's not right about this. Something, are you going to believe what they're telling you, or are you going to believe your intuition? We got to sharpen it now. This is the only way you're going to be able to stay ahead, protect your family, do what you need to do. Okay? So bring that same energy to your business, to the work that you do every day. That the level of intentionality that I need for us to have, I don't even know how to express to you how significant and how important it is that we get laser focused on what it is that we want to bring to our people and become a master at communicating that. Laser focus. We got to exclude out any and all distractions and all the other stuff and just laser focus in. So I want somebody to come off mute. I want you to get really good at this. What's your elevated 5-star pitch? Who wants to do that today? If you're streaming, what's up, y'all? I see y'all. You can put something in the chat if you want to. But we got to hurry up. We got to stop reading our pitch. We got to get to where we know it. If we don't know it yet, it's all right. But I want somebody to just come off and give me your elevated pitch. Don't be shy. I will call you. I'll call you by name. Got me doing all this talking. Y'all gonna talk too.
Yeah, I'll start off with just a
okay. Awesome.
Yes. So you've been putting everyone else for so long that you forgot everything. That you forgot that you were even on the list. I am Sweet Tea, certified health coach, and I help women over 35 go from feeling guilty to putting their needs first. The Zest for Life Social Club is open. The Lady Academy Workshop has spots available. And our morning show goes live every weekday at 8 a.m. Your Zest for Life is waiting. Follow me at Sweet Tea Inspirations or visit at sweetteainspirations.com. That's sweet letter T inspirations.com. It's your turn now, sis.
I like this. I like this new, it feels relaxed. It sounds like you now.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. Tell me the story. That's my favorite story that you told in a while. Tell the story of our 62-year-old.
Oh, the 62-year-old? Okay.
Because I know you said you're trying to shorten it, right? But that's a really powerful part of the new pitch that you have.
So I am LaTondra Millhouse, a.k.a. Sweet Tea, and I help mothers, wives, and business women over 35 go from feeling guilty to putting their needs first. You bring everyone else's load for so long that you forgot you had one too. You pour into your children, your husband, your career, and every time you want to try to do something for yourself, that guilt shows up right on time. And sis, that guilt is a lie, and I'm here to call it out. I am a certified health coach. I have worked with over 30 women, including a world-class dancer at 62, who went from zero confidence to owning every room she walks into. And that transformation is available to you. Here's how you can find me. Every weekday, 8 a.m., tune into the Zestful Living with Sweet Tea Morning Show, your daily inspiration, hot topics, and real talk. Join our private sisterhood, the Zest for Life Social Club and Support Group, where we heal, we grow, and we live boldly together. We have 3 meetups coming up: real women, real connections, and real fun. In person, together. And quarterly, come experience the Lady Academy workshop where real transformation happens. Spots are available right now. You were not put on this earth to pour endlessly into everyone else while running on empty. It's your turn now.
It's really good. Now, do you hear the difference? I mean, I know you do, but I'm just using it for the sake of this discussion. When you include the story,
Mm-hmm.
number one, it's very specific metrics. She's 62 years old, so somebody's thinking, "Oh, yeah, it's too late for me." No, 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 ma'am. I'm talking about you. Listen to what I just did for this person here. They start to see themselves. It's a mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so that's the story you want them to go to walk away with. They need to know. That's like a taste test. That's why it's so
Yeah.
powerful, because they can literally see in their mind the
Mm-hmm.
transformation that you provided for somebody else. So they walk away saying, "Wow, if she did it for her, what could she do for me? Wow, those are the kind of people I want to be around. Wow, I've been saying I was going to, get off the couch and get back out there, and I just didn't feel brave enough. But now there's people. You know what I'm saying?"
There's people, and as a matter of fact, she just texted me a day or two ago wanting to come on board to do some more modeling videos, and she has some other women that want to join in also.
Mm-hmm. Really cool. That's the kind of stuff you want to capture. You want to, film it and do all the things. Really, really powerful. So I just want you to keep practicing that, and I know you've been doing it, so you're not gonna have no trouble doing it. But you want to speak like that and include all those elements all the time, because
And
each one of them is designed for a purpose. Yeah, it's really powerful. Really, really good. Um, and so the shift, we've made the shift. Um, you can hear the difference. You can hear it, and there's no question about anything. It's like, I know exactly who she is. I know what she does. She doesn't sound like anybody else. I can see the transformation, the before and after. I believe you. It's not you just telling me something cute that you came up with one day. I believe that you can do this and create this transformation. Like, it's really, really powerful.
thank you so much. And you know what? I'm believing it too.
Yes.
Because as I think about it, this has actually occurred. I have helped the women, that the testimonies that they give, that they say that it's very therapeutic. I can see the transformation. A light bulb goes off to where they're getting it. And when I did the last Lady Academy workshop, and I says that you are a lady, learning awareness delivers you.
I don't even
I
know what
have
that
it.
means, but come on, framework.
But being a lady, that's the acronym
Yeah,
for
that's
lady.
good. That's your framework.
So,
It's so powerful. It's money. You're money going somewhere to happen. You know what I mean? And so now with that, all we're doing is building systems around that. All we're doing is telling stories about that all day, every day, all these different platforms. Unstoppable. You're gonna have a book deal, you're gonna have, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna go crazy.
awesome. I'm here for it.
I'm excited for you. Absolutely. Anybody else, if you want to, you can practice. You don't have to, but I needed somebody to get us in the energy today, because this is about you. Like, why do we even do all this, y'all? It's about you. I'm very, very, very excited about what's coming for each of you. And
Okay, I have mine.
go for it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Chef Asia, and I started Avant Garden because too much of our food is processed and stripped of nutrients, and it's hardest to avoid in underserved communities. From Avant Garden, I create bold, soy and dairy-free plant-based meals that truly nourish your body. Since 2017, we've provided nourishment to thousands of people across 2 countries through our meals, catering, and community experiences like Rooted in Flavor. We put nutrition back on your plate because food should heal, not just fill.
Ooh, say that last line again.
We put nutrition back on your plate because food should heal, not just fill.
I love that. I really love that. See, your worldview is so clear. You don't sound like anybody else. Ain't nobody in the world talking like you. You know what I mean? It's brilliant. Y'all are brilliant. Let's go get our money. But most importantly, you guys have nailed it. There's a difference between putting billboards everywhere. I saw this video. I meant to send it to you yesterday, Asia, and I'll remember now. Have you seen the? I want to say they're in LA, y'all. I'm this close to moving to California. Get up out of here. I'm so close, but we're gonna see. Not that California's any better. It's just for personal reasons. But there's a company that does funnel cakes, black owned company, called Fun Diggity, which is so cute. And they started from their house in Compton or whatever, and now they're in the grocery store and stuff like that. So the video was a compilation, and she was like tracking their journey from when people were blocking the street, pulling up to her house. That sounds illegal, but pulling up to her house to to buy the stuff. And then it went from that to they started getting it. I don't know how you know how things get shelf ready. They started selling the mix basically, and then when they got in their first grocery store, and then they got on some not TV show. Oh, they got a commercial. They like won a grant and got into like a Chase commercial or something. You know what I mean? You know how they tell the little small business stories like that, and then something else after that, and like that. And so they were just tracking the journey over the years. But one thing that I noticed was they one of the things in the video, rather, they were so proud the day that they got a billboard. Like they got a random billboard. They paid for a billboard in like by the freeway, like a big billboard. And they were just like, yes, now we've finally made it. You know what I mean? And part of my journey with you guys is to get us out of that programming. The richest people you've never heard of them. That wealth is quiet. I'm not saying we can't have billboards and run ads and stuff. I'm saying that's not what's going to make you wealthy, right? So we shouldn't have the focus or the intention to want to just like print up a bunch of flyers and all of that, and just have posting random things everywhere, all the time. That's not what makes money. We're not here to be a billboard and just say, hey, I'm out here. Hey, got to put my name out there. Like, where do we get that from? We are not to show up as billboards. We're here to show up as mirrors. And what you guys are talking like now, people will see themselves reflected in that. I've been looking for, I know I need to eat better, but I don't know what I don't know. I thought it was going to be nasty. You telling me I could do well and have community around this, and I could feed my family better. Who wouldn't want to be a part of that? And that just that little piece is so powerful. It's going to revolutionize all of y'all's business just by talking like that. All right. So we got our 5-star pitch. We're going back through the audit today because I need you to stress test what parts of what you're working on I need to fix that. I'm not winning like I need to in that part. So do you have your 5-star pitch? Your elevated 5-star pitch? Do you feel good about that? It's a checklist, okay? Number 2. Can you walk yourself mentally through, and hopefully you're doing it in real life, through the whole Afro method, and does it flow really easily for you? Who's that? Go ahead. You raising your hand?
Hi, Doll.
Jessica, hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Great.
So I need to create a new 5-star pitch since I'm
Okay.
using the assessment and the
Okay.
earning soul index.
Let's do it. Yeah. We could do it right now. Basically, you want to start with, hi, I'm Jessica. If the name you want people to remember. So I'm Doll Avant, because that's what I want you to, that's my brand.
Oh, okay.
But some people just introduce themselves by their first name or whatever. So you start there.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Jessica Hamilton, and I use my experience and training as a
Hold on. I'm
Okay,
telling you step
sure.
by step. We're doing 5
Oh, okay.
5 little pieces that we want to put. This is like we flipped. I don't know if you were on there today. You probably were, but we flipped the 5-star pitch. We just inverted it.
Okay.
So we're going to start very basic and then go up to some credibility, contrast between something so simple go up to our credibility, and then come back to invite people to take action with us. Okay. So
Okay.
number one, we got your name. Number two, just the most simple eighth grader or your grandmother could understand what kind of company you have. What do you do? I do coaching. Not coaching? What do you do? Because maybe nobody knows what Black men's healing circles are, because that's your
Okay.
invention. So how would we say that? I create
I create immersive
community
wellness.
no, something simple.
Oh, okay. Well, media and wellness platform.
I have a wellness company.
Okay.
Something
Okay.
like
I have
that. Something
a
like that.
wellness company.
So
Okay.
like I'm Doll Avant. I teach entrepreneurship to Black people. That's what I
Okay.
mean. So something so simple. So that's first thing is your name. Second thing is a very simple statement like I'm Latanja Sweet Tea, aka Sweet Tea, and I think she says life coach now. Just
Okay.
super basic. Okay, that's number two. Number three, we're going to talk about what you've done. So how long have you been doing this?
I've been in this space now for over 30 years.
So over 30 years, for the last 3 decades, however you want to say that. You want to say, I've helped, how many men have you helped? If you want to estimate hundreds of thousands, or if you've done it in different states, different, over 10 states, or, all across the country, nationwide, hundreds of men nationwide, something like that.
Okay.
So over the last 30 years, I've helped hundreds of Black men nationwide go from describe the problem state to describe the solution state. So let's give that a try. Over the last 30 years or whatever, how do you say it? Mm-hmm.
So over the last 30 years, I've helped thousands of men globally.
Black men.
Thousands of Black men globally go from being stressed out and at risk of jeopardizing their lives to turning their lives around and thriving.
Okay, I like that. And the more specific we can get the problem state and solution state part of that sentence, the better it's going to get. So we'll keep working on that. And globally, are we saying different countries? How many countries? How many continents? How can we quantify that?
Africa, including Africa and also in France.
Good. So I would say it's like that across across the United States, Europe, and Africa.
Okay.
Something like that. So the more specific we are, the more real it feels for people. That's what we're going to talk about today. So boom. So you got that sentence structure, right?
Yes.
And then tell me what you got going on right now. So say something about like, I'm starting a new cohort. I know you're doing the stuff you're doing this summer, but like pick out of all your different programs, you would pick one or two to emphasize, depending on, are you on a stage? Are you just talking in a networking event? Are you on the radio? You're on a podcast, but pick one thing. Like I could say, I'm releasing my book. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking to get my book in the hands of 1,000 young entrepreneurs so they can start their business off the right way the first time or something like that. You go, you try.
Okay. So I just released my behavior diagnostic tool for Black men to help them achieve balance in their health and wealth. It's called the Iron and Soul Index.
I like that. It's called what?
The Iron and Soul Index.
What's the first word you're saying? The what?
Iron. IRON. Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes.
It's iron sharpens iron.
Yes, I love that. So how many, let's say I'm inviting 100, I want to see 1,000 Black men take my new assessment, Like it, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like a campaign. Like we're on a mission right now to help 100 Black men discover, what type of leader they are and this, and this with my new assessment, something like that.
Okay.
So whether it's 100 or you just pick a number, metrics make it feel real to people.
Okay, so I choose 1,000 because that's my goal.
Yeah, that sounds great. We want to get 1,000 Black men to have, what is the experience that they get when they take this assessment? Because you said it very well, but I don't remember.
They're learn where the leaks are, and them are trying to achieve balance between their health and wealth, because a lot of Black men are providers and protectors, but they're being burnt out and risking their lives because they don't have the soul portion. They're not taking care of themselves.
That's really good. So some version of that.
Okay.
So I'm on a mission. So this fourth sentence we talking about, I'm on a mission to help 1,000 Black men to take this new assessment because so many of them are struggling with some version of what you just said. But after they take this assessment, so you see, I'm keep doing before they do this, this is going on. After they do this, this is going on. That's the contrast. That's the motion. That's the gap. And that's where money lives, because money is just energy. So there has to be a gap. Transfer. Okay. Got that. And then your whatever call to action, whatever you want them to do, or you put that at the end. That's it. And then that would be, by the time you get it tight, you'll be able to say that in about 30, 45 seconds. That's your 5-star pitch.
Okay, thank you.
And of course, you can have the longer one that we've always had, but with these tweaks, whether you go the long way, the conversational way, whether you're on the stage pitching, or whether you're just, on a radio show. And for those who don't know you, our viewers, it might be new. Tell us about yourself. This is what you say.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. So boom. So 5-star pitch. Now, second thing I'm asking everybody to audit today is your Afro method. Are you able to flow through that easily, consistently? Do you know it by heart? Or are you still just kind of theoretically, I'm interviewing people, but I don't really have a process for it. And, I don't really ask the same questions all the time. And I don't really know. You don't really know what you're doing. Which one? Y'all put me in the world. Put a 1 if you got your Afro method down to a flow and a science, and you could turn any casual conversation into customer discovery. Put a 2 if you like, I need some work with that. I need to work on that. Just so I know where we at. Let me see what we're getting. See my responses. Hold on. I see y'all streaming. I see y'all. What's up, stream? Thank y'all for being here. Thank you, Tish. She said, love your insight. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all for being here. Okay, so what we got in the chat? The 1s and 2s. We got a couple 1s. We got 1, 2. Okay. Do you have what you need? For those who have a 2, do you feel like you understand it and you just need to practice it? Or do you feel like I need to go over it right quick in terms of how to think about the Afro method and how to make sure that you're doing your reps, even with that every day? You should be prepping for that. Do you need me to go over that?
It's like the aspirations, frustrations.
So aspirations, frustrations, framework. So 2 F's, 2 O's in this word Afro. Aspirations, frustrations, framework, reflection, opportunity, offer.
Opportunity, offer. Mm-hmm.
And let me grab our link and I'll share that as well. It is somewhere in the thing. It's in there. In our, our resource guide, it's in there. Mm-hmm. Actually, somebody, if you have the link, then I won't sit here try to find it. I don't know why every day my thing's closed and I can't find my links, but it's in there, and it even has 6 questions to help you kind of start that conversation, but in a way that's really, really natural.
Well, actually, I can go ahead and do some more work on that. Okay. I guess.
Okay.
In-person conversations, I'm normally doing it as a group, so then that I can work on that separately. It's no problem.
Okay, beautiful. But that's what we want to do so that there's no...
Is it the resource list that you need, or
yes,
the Afro method?
The resource guide has it all linked in there. So if you could put that link, that'd be great. If you have it. If you don't, it's also fine.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
But yeah, we want to be able to easily flow into, because every conversation is giving you data. This is why we talk to humans, okay? It's not that we want to try to sell something to everybody that we speak to. It's more that we want to make sure that we've had enough conversations to where we can start to predict how these conversations are going to go. And that only comes from doing this work. So there's the link for everybody on both platforms. And you click on there and you'll see the Afro method and the 6 questions and just read through that whole guide. Very, very detailed. Also in the Big 5, it links to that as well, which is also in the resource link. Thank you, Makai. So the Afro method allows you to turn every conversation into data gathering. All right, because I get to know exactly what I keep saying. We need their exact problem language. So if you have your Afro method together and you've done enough of them, you will know the exact problem language that people are using to describe what they're thinking and feeling, so that when you speak, they feel seen. And that's what makes it a mirror, not a billboard. Right? I'm talking to you. You feeling like this, you're going through this. All my clients are feeling like this. They're gonna be like, well, why is she all in my Kool-Aid? Like, what? She's talking to me. You know how you're in a crowded room and it's really noisy, and then you hear somebody, you think you hear somebody say your name, you stop everything, turn all the way around to see who said your name. My mother says my name in a, that's why people think she was born in Havana, but please don't do that. We Black. But it's Spanish. So if I hear that, I don't care what, I'm stopping everything. I'm turning around and looking. When you start talking the exact language that your people are feeling and thinking and experiencing and saying, I was just talking to my own girl about this yesterday. I was just saying, well, then the work here is done, isn't it? I don't have to sell nobody nothing. They're all like, well, well, I want to see what she's talking about, because you're talking their exact language. So you need to know their aspirations, their frustrations in their language. Then your framework is just the 5-star pitch. It's the elevated one you just did, and the original one that you've been learning from me all of the years, over the years. So you'd be able to tell me your founder story. You started with why. That's your elevated pitch, which we just did. That's the short 5-star pitch. Then you went to ISDR. You told your founder story. Then you did your framework. It should be a 1, 2, 3. This is how I work. This is how I get people this transformation. First thing you need to do. So if it was for me, right, I would be saying, I help people get off the financial grid so they can go from hustle to habits, and from consumer to creator, from employee to successful high value entrepreneur. And so the way that I do that, I use a framework called the Entrepreneur's Roadmap. And here's the first thing we got to do. I don't care what's going on. You say you got an idea, right, for a business. Okay, cool. First thing we need to work on, your 5-star pitch. If you can't talk to people in a way that moves them, makes them remember you, connect with you emotionally, and want to take an action with you, if you can't talk about your work that way, you don't have a business. Nothing else matters. You're going to be throwing money out the window, trying to hire people to market things, to try to make something happen. I'm giving you the secret sauce. First thing you need, 5-star pitch. Second thing you need, the Afro method, right? You need to be able to turn any conversation into an easy opportunity for you to work together. So human interactions turn into transactions in a way that is scalable, repeatable, intentional, and you never have to make a sale a day in your life, right? And then number 3, I could say whichever other part of the framework. But when you do these things, and it really is mastering social media, I guess, when you do put these 3 things in order, become a master storyteller, start to host conversations about the problems that your customers and clients and people are going through, so that they start coming to you. They look to you for thought leadership. They look to you when they feel bad. They look to you when they got a question. They look to you when they don't know what's going on. They're choosing to follow you. Put those 3 elements together, you're going to make all the money you want to make. That's what I teach you how to do over here in the dollhouse. But first, I got to reprogram your brain. So that's why we got to get together. So just join us in the WhatsApp. Come over here and do this. Join us on Thursday night. And then you're going to go ahead and make your money. Start your engine and go ahead on. Something like that. So you have to know what that is. So by the time you get to the framework part of the Afro method, you could say, this is my framework. This is what I do for people. First, we do this. Then we do this. Then we do this. And it should also kind of map or match up to your offer ladder that we've been working on. Here's the free thing. Here's the little inexpensive thing. And then here's my core offer. I could do level 1 of the video game of entrepreneurship is only three levels. First, we get you in motion. I'm going to tell you, give you all the basic tools so you can get out here and start having real conversations with real humans, and you'll make your first sale in the first 60 days. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It's impossible for you to have a 5-star pitch and have anything to sell them, a link, a Stripe, a Square, anything that they could pay you, PayPal, and go out here and talk to 50 to 100 humans, it's impossible that you're not going to make your first sale in 60 days. So I can guarantee that. Boom. So first I get you in motion. Then we get into momentum. Now, how do we sustain that? How does it become something that we repeat over and over again? In a consistent way. We can start to predict what's going to happen. I make sure I get you in front of 100 people a week or 250 people a week, or you get 1,000 followers on LinkedIn or whatever, so that you always have a message, an audience for your message. That's level 2 of the video, some momentum, right? And then number 3, we get to mastery. By the time you get over there, you've shifted your entire identity. You show up like this because it's who you are. Now you got systems and things in place to protect the infrastructure, to protect the engine that you built. That's what I teach you how to do. That's what it means to be a high value entrepreneur. I could talk that way, but you have to know your framework. If you don't know your framework, when it gets to the framework part of the Afro method, you don't have nothing to say. So you just start stumbling and fumbling because nobody cares about features and benefits. Nobody cares about the technical specs of what you got going on and all of that. It's not about your resume and da 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 da. It still has to be about them. So if you get that part right, it goes to the reflection part. You'll know you got it right because they'll be like, oh my God, this is exactly what I need because blah, 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 blah. They're reflecting back to you. If they're not reflecting back to you, you didn't get it right yet. So just back up. Just go back. Try again. Talk to some more people. Work on it. Get a better pitch. Get your framework together. Get their problem language together. Try again. It should immediately go to a natural, automatic, emotional reflection back to you. Great. So then you have to raise your frequency to not be like, well, I don't want to. No, we're here to make money. We're in business to make money. So if somebody tells you, oh my God, I need you. Did I tell y'all this story yesterday? I don't think I did. Where the man, I don't know these people. I don't know if any of you have experienced this. If you have, then you understand. If you haven't, okay. I inherited this. It's not a curse. It's not a problem. But I got it from my dad. I remember being a little girl and we walked through like the grocery store, you know what I'm saying? We'd just be out to dinner after church on Sunday, the family, anywhere. We can go anywhere in the city of Atlanta. And somebody would come running down the aisle, come pulling up to our table. Dr. Avant, cross the parking lot. We could not go anywhere where somebody did not know my daddy. I'm 5 now, so I just look at my brother. He look at me. We start laughing. Here we go again. They chase down the car in the parking lot. That's Dr. Ava. Okay. And so they would come over to the table while, we're eating. I'm trying to get my popcorn shrimp, child. We had Sizzler. Can I get my extra? I asked for extra butter on this baked potato. I worried about that. Here they come talking about that. When they finished the conversation, and he didn't mean no harm, y'all. He was a sweet man in a lot of ways. Rest in peace. When they leave the table, he's going on and on. He talking about, oh my God, this. They talking, chat, ha, 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 crack it up. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's so good to see you. Oh my God, they shaking his hand. They so happy to meet his family. They're just like, he's the greatest. I don't know if you know, he's the greatest. He got it. I wouldn't have graduated from college if it wasn't for Dr. Avant. He was a math professor, statistician, brilliant. I wouldn't have made it. Look at my family. Look, this is my family, Doc. It's because of you. All of this. So we're just like, yay. They'll leave and he'll say, we'll be like, Dad, who's that? And he'll be like, I don't know. I'm sure it's one of my students, but I don't, what I'm saying? It's thousands and thousands and thousands of people over the years. So I said that to say, I don't remember everybody, like even at the place that should not be named, that I've met, that I've had some kind of impact on or whatever, right? But you know how we used to be over there. So people would exchange phone numbers and, that was normal in that culture. So people would call my phone and I'm like, I don't know this person. I don't know this number. So if I don't know the number, I'm not answering the phone. I'm just not going to do it. It's not going to happen. So this person has been like blowing me up, like not in the WhatsApp group, but on WhatsApp, like calling via WhatsApp. And I'm like, no one does this. Like, I'm definitely not answering you. Now I'm thinking you're a scammer. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, so they call a friend who is in the dollhouse and ask him, can he get him on the phone? Get me on the phone. So they asked me, and I said, I do not know this man. I feel like Keke Palmer. I do not know him. What is this? So he's trying to remind me who it is. I still, right now, have no idea who this is. But anyway, he told me what he wanted, something. So he puts it on 3-way, blah, 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 blah. My point is, when you're in your Afro method and you get to the reflection part and he's telling me on the phone, he's like, yes, no, you're exactly who we need. We can't get this invention out without you. It's perfect what you do in the water thing, your expertise and your profile, and you can do what no one can do. It's got to be you. You must say to the person, and you must have the capacity to say, that's beautiful. Sounds like there's an opportunity possibly for us to work together. But I don't, on my example, I don't really have all the information I need. So it sounds like we need to do an initial consultation. He's like, yes, just anytime, tell me when. I said, cool. So that would be a $3,500 fee. You think I'm gonna get on the phone for free? I'm just gonna, so you could pick my brain and ask all these questions and things you have not researched, because I could tell by the way he's talking, he don't know business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. You would pay your attorney for a legal consultation. You go pay me. What? And he was like, oh, okay. Well, we can get the budget together. Okay. So I may never hear from this man. I don't know. You know how that goes. But my point is, we're not just here to feel good and just to, good vibes and okay, yay, they love it. They like me. They really like me. It's like, no, it's like, well, it sounds like I could be of service to you. This is what I would suggest for you. Sounds like an opportunity for us to work together. So here's what I suggest that you do next. And make an offer, a recommendation, right? This is what I suggest you do. Tell them something they could do for free without you. You need to do this, you need to take care of this, and you need to da-da-da-da. Now, I have a program that does that. I don't know if it's going to be a good fit for you or not. So let's go ahead and schedule a discovery call, or whatever your process is. You know what I'm saying? But you need to walk all that energy right on into your system that you're building, so they can go ahead and pay you. And the more it's something they're unfamiliar with, the more they're going to need your leadership. Do you know what I'm saying? So for something like food or beverages, they know what food is, right? They know why they need to eat. They know all of that already. So your job is to distinguish what you do from what somebody else does. And that's kind of how your Afro will flow into that. Is to make it clear that, most people think healthy eating is this, and it's really not. That's all part of your framework, how you talk about your work. So typically what we like to do is just need to taste some of this food. You just need to see that healthy food, plant-based food can also be delicious. Because most people don't know. So if you're trying to get your family switched over, you know what I'm saying? Just take them a plate, this is what I recommend. Take them a thing of my lasagna. You don't like lasagna, recommend something else, whatever that is. Just go and just have them eat. They're going to eat the whole thing. It's going to be gone. Then go back and tell your husband or kids, that was all plant-based, right? And watch the shock on their face. You know what I'm saying? And then, or, have another 1, 2, 3. You can say, I got a cookbook right here. Maybe that's probably comes second. But anyway, you step them through. So first, just try it. They love cakes. Take them some cakes and just watch them eat all of it. Then you come back and tell them, this is all natural and all plant-based, the shock. And then you tell them, we could eat like this all the time, and let me cater a whole meal for y'all family or something like that. And then y'all get on the meal plan. How does that sound? They're going to be like, sign me up. Versus, oh my God, this is brilliant. It's so exciting. And we never asked for the sale. So on something like food or something, they know what it is. You have to talk in a way that makes it distinguished from any other. They can find water anywhere. But after you get through talking, they know that it's not like everything else. If it's something they've never heard of, something that doesn't exist, right? A space for Black men to heal, a space for, women of a certain age to rediscover themselves. And that's not a thing that people do. So they don't know what that is. So you're spending more energy and time getting them in the world like this is even possible. And so you make that your focus in how you talk. I made this transition possible. Yes, this is a thing. I make it possible. So, and that they get reflecting back. Well, it sounds great. First thing you need to do, are you in our WhatsApp group? Are you in our Facebook group? Okay, let me do that. Let me add you to our email list. And then, step them through something like that. And just like carry the conversation forward to a potential sale. or certainly them, engaging further in the world that you're building for them, as opposed to just kind of being real loose with it when we're talking to people. Like, I'm just looking. If you match my profile, if I've done enough of these reps, I've talked to 50 more humans. I'm 95% sure when I start this conversation that you are a fit for what I have going on. So I'm going to take you through this Afro method. And if you reflect back to me, it's time to say, sounds like it's an opportunity. This is what I recommend for you. If you leave here today and never see me again, you need to do this, and this. But I've made it easy. I got a whole program for that. I got people over here. That's what we do. So you want to get on this list and learn more about that? You want to get on a call and talk about that? Great. Let me make sure I got you on the list. Let me make sure, and put them in the thing. Now they're in your system. So you can go ahead on to the next conversation. You know what I'm saying? We're business owners. We are owners. This is an asset that we are building that makes money intentionally. So that's the power of the Afro method. We can't, kind of skim past that. We really need to be masterful at turning a random conversation. You're hearing the language. You hear the problem language. You're like, oh, that's a potential client. And you just mosey on over there. Couldn't help but over here, you guys were talking about this, and this. Tell me more about that. I mean, why are you even interested in this in the first place? You're in the gym, like you working out, you doing all this. You said you tried therapy and it didn't work. Why? What happened? Why did you want to go to therapy? Aspirations. Well, yeah, because I thought that, Well, what was the bad experience? What happened? Frustration. Oh, yeah, because, that I couldn't find a therapist that was for me, and it's a black man, and, they judged me, and this, and keep going. Ask all the 6 questions. I mean, what are you really trying to do here? I want to be the version of myself that I'm supposed to be. I want to, you know what I'm saying, be the father to my kids that my daddy never was to me. I want to do this and I want to do that. I want to leave a legacy. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I could totally relate to that. You know what I mean? That's why I started my company. Sorry, we just kind of jumped in. Hi, I'm Jessica Hamilton. And you go right through the thing, what we just did. So that one of 2 things is going to happen. They're immediately going to start reflecting back to you like, oh, this is amazing. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. So you're already on reflection. Or they're going to ask you questions. Oh, wow. How'd you get into this work? Tell me more about how do you help? How can you help me? It's not therapy. I mean, how can you help me to transition and transform my life? And how do you do that? So then you get the 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? That when you really own this 5-star pitch, you can improvise. You can, you know what I'm saying? Come on, basketball. What that's that? I could flip this way, I could spin around, I could dribble through my legs, I could go this way, I could shoot while I'm falling back. Like I can do it all. I'm masterful at this. Okay, so by the time you get through your framework, they're convinced. Oh, I need this. They're leaning in, right? They reflect back to you, and then they're like going on and on, and blah, 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 oh my God, blah, blah. So now they don't want to leave. Now they want to talk to you. They want to hear from you. They want to hear nothing. They want everything you got. They want it all. And this is where I'm saying we have to rise, because you don't give away your brain, your energy, your whatever for free. We're not doing this to make friends. We're doing this to build a business. But we're going to treat these relationships with the respect and integrity that they deserve. So they're going on and on and on. They're telling you, oh my God, this is exactly beautiful. So the best, it sounds like, is an opportunity for us to I can help you. I can see. Because if I was in your position, this is what I would do. Boom, boom, boom. Tell them right off the bat. If I never see you again, go do that. Okay. But I have a program where I do this. And tell them about that. Get them down the path. You know what I'm saying? They might not have the money right now. They might got to figure it out, whatever. But they're on the path. Now they're on let me follow up with this person because they already said they're interested in buying something from me. And eventually you'll have 50 or 100 people already on that list. It's like a never-ending waiting list. So we don't have any money problems. We don't have any client, problems. We don't have any lead problems. It gets different when we start showing up like this. So that's the power of the Afro method. So I just wanted to emphasize that because I think a lot of you guys are kind of glazing over that, and we shouldn't. Because if you're doing your big 5, when you reach out to people to get them on the phone for these 15-minute calls, that's what you're supposed to be doing in the 15-minute calls. It's the Afro method. Okay. And they should leave more attached to you. It's not like, oh, I have this idea for this business. Tell me what you think. Like, that's not what we're doing on the 15-minute calls. Well, I think you should do this and that. They don't know. How do they know? They don't actually know. Some of them do. Every now and then you get an advisor or an expert, somebody in the field who can literally advise you on what you should be doing. But most of the time, that's no. You should be doing the Afro method when you're talking to people. Okay. So I hope I made that clear. We really want to elevate and make sure you got your Afro method down to a science. So I say pick your Afro, meaning prime your ears so when you hear problem language, you know that's an opportunity for you to get in the conversation and start talking about your work. Okay, identify common themes, stuff that's going on in the news. Like I'll send y'all articles from time to time when I think about it. But like, if the world is talking about it, that's money to you. Whatever's happening currently, this is currency. So you need to be abreast of what people are looking at and thinking about and reading and seeing. And if you're a relationship coach and everybody's talking about Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan, and your clients, you teach Black people. I'm gonna tell you why I keep being specific about who your audience is in just a second. We still gonna get off by 3:30, so we're good. You should be versed in that. You should be able to bring that up because everybody's already talking about it. So then it's like, as soon as you start talking, they immediately will connect with it emotionally and stop what they're doing and listen to what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pay attention, identify those things, kind of carve out some time and find some commonalities and stuff like that you can start conversations with people about. And then just knowing the flow of the Afro method. Really, really important. Don't skip this. Don't skip this. Okay. So if you have that, the next thing that we said was to make sure you have that offer ladder, that bridge that we step people through, the free, the inexpensive, the core, and then any bonus stuff you want to sell. Do you have that locked in, nailed in? Do you have it built already, or it's just theoretical right now? Do you have something that somebody could give you their email and in exchange they get this free thing? Do you already have that set up? Is it already up and running in your business? And then I need to know what's going on with y'all's websites, but specifically I'm going to say landing page because I don't actually really care about your corporate website because that's honestly not relevant till you get way down the roadmap. Right now you need a landing page. So if I'm on stage or I'm on the radio or I'm talking to a group of women and I'm like, yes, da 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 da, and the step that I want you to take is whatever the free thing is, there must be a landing page that says that. And I can send them to that page, not to my corporate site. Now they got to go search around. Send them to a page that says, put your email right here and get this free thing. The benefit of the free thing is this. Put your email right here to take this assessment. Put your email right here to learn how to give a 5-star pitch. Whatever your free thing is, that's what your page should be doing. Because we want email addresses. We need to build a list of people who know who you are, know what you got going on, and they're leaning in and asking for more. We need a list. So 5-star pitch, Afro method, your offer bridge or ladder, your landing page, specific, not generic, not 85 things and everything I do. If you need different landing pages for different offers, fine. But specific landing page. Do you have your I mean, I hope that this is obvious, but are you set up where somebody could pay you? You got your payment page set up? And do you have your email autoresponder with the sequence set up? So let's go down this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 things. And then, your social media strategy. So that's 7 things. So do you have your 5-star pitch locked in, nailed down? Your Afro method that you're actively doing. Your offer ladder from free to inexpensive to core to whatever else on the other side of that. A landing page that reflects your offer ladder so that They can hit your page, give you their email so you can keep the conversation going. Do you have your email autoresponder set up so that they're getting some kind of sequence from you once they give you the email address? You have a payment page. Can they actually pay you? And your social strategy, do you have that in place? Which, as y'all know, you must have your About Me file, where it's your elevated 5-star pitch, your long version 5-star pitch, your worldview, your beliefs, your, as somebody who's been on this journey, I believe that all of that in the document. Who do you serve? Describe your profile of exactly who your work is for. Describe them. Put all their language, all their problem language, put all that in there. In this document, you'll use it. Boom. Then you need the hook document. There's 7 hooks. That's also in that resource guide. 7 types of hooks. We've talked about it 4 or 5 different ways. But you got to train your GPT of choice how to help you go faster. So you need a hook constraint thing. Put that in there. Then I gave you the problem, the story prompt. We went in there and I said, go look at 60 months of pictures if you need to help you remember. Think of stories, very specific things that have happened to you, to clients, maybe something you read about. It doesn't even have to be a personal story, but it needs to be specific. And you put all of that into your GPT of choice to say, take this, use these constraints, and create me, compelling story with a hook, embed a lesson in there for my framework, put your framework in there, but all of that. And, make sure it's emotionally impactful and but this is my specific target audience. Make this a LinkedIn post or whatever. Then you hit go. And now you got some content that's going to do something when you post it, right? And then you just need your cadence of how often you're doing that. Because if you need it to turn it into a script for you, it will write you a YouTube script. If you need it to be a script for 60, 90-second video on TikTok or Instagram, it'll do that. If you need it to make it longer and turn it into a Substack, it'll do that. If you have a favorite author or a certain type of style, or what you want, a piece of writing that you've done before, this is my writing style, this is my voice, make sure it sounds like me. Put that in there. That's pretty much it. So I recommend Claude. I don't know these people. I'm just telling you it works better for things when you want it to sound like you. So if you have all of that, you should be ready to go. You should be kind of winning right now. So any questions? Tell me where we have challenges in this, what we just put together, these foundational things. Do you see where you need to work on something, or you feel like you got everything you need and you up and running and off to the races? So when you do your social media post, hook, intro, whatever the story, the lesson is, the takeaway, call to action. What does that do? Loop right back to the free or one of the things from your offer ladder, the action you want them to take. And then what? That gets reinforced. They should be getting emails from you after that. And then what? That gets reinforced, because they keep seeing you. If it's engaging, they're going to be following you on social, so they're going to keep seeing you. Now we're going to solve what? 7-Eleven for. They're going to raise their hand and ask for more. If you don't have your 50 to 100 calls that you've done with the Afro method, keep inviting those people to get on those 15-minute calls with you. If you have that, you're well past hundreds of conversations, get great at making an offer. Every once a week, it's a campaign. This is what we're trying. This is what we're doing. I got a cohort. We got 90 spots left or 15 spots left or whatever it is. You should start getting really good at that, filling it up and feeling comfortable about, I know you're getting great value. If you love this, there's more. We're doing a workshop. We're doing a private, session. We're going to Callaway Gardens this weekend, the 10 women only type thing. You should start to have a flow where you can make offers and people will buy from you. So now your list is growing. So when you speak, instead of 50 people hearing you, 100 people hear you. Instead of 100, now it's 200. Instead of 200, now it's 500. Now we got a machine, we got an engine. Every time I hit this button, the car turns on. And as long as my machine keeps working, I'm making money. And now this is the hard part, y'all. If you get this part right, and now it starts working, you can predict with accuracy how much money you're going to make every week, every month, every year. Then we went to our magic number. I said, what is your pathway to 100K? Are you positioned properly? Do you have a business model? I think tomorrow for Saturday school, it's a lot going on this weekend and it's warm outside, I know, but I will be here every day at 2:00. So I'm going to teach. Some of you guys need to have something that's worth $3 or $5 or $10,000. And I'm going to help you figure that out tomorrow. That's what we're going to talk about. But today, I want to talk about the importance of specificity. Like, we must get this right. We absolutely must get this right. So let me see. Let me make sure I have, where is my document? This is not it. Here we go. Wrong document. Y'all give me a second. Here we go. I was like, wait a minute, that's not it. How important it is to be specific in what you're doing and how you're talking and who your work is for. You're not for everybody. No, you're not. No, it's not. Well, everybody, listen, you're not going to tell me nothing about everybody. Everybody drinks water. If you're not drinking water, I'll know why, because you'll be dead in 3 days. There's nobody on planet Earth who doesn't need my product. But I never, at no time did I get up and say, this is for everybody. No, it's not. Some people are fine. Some people think it's fine to drink Kroger water. They think it's fine to get the babies, have plastic in the baby brain. Okay, you're not my customer. Some people think, oh, Mountain Valley, not knowing that company was purchased by Big Food, and that they hadn't got that water from that spring that they tell you about in almost a decade. They finding more arsenic in that thing that you don't want to know. You don't want to know. I hope that if you're drinking that, I'm sorry, not sorry. You know what I mean? But some people, oh, it's fine. It don't matter what kind of water you drink. Okay, you're not my customer. It's not my customer. It's fine. You know, I'm talking to the ones who are health conscious, the ones who want to elevate, who want to vibrate at a higher frequency, the ones who I need my brain. I need to function at the highest level possible. I need to tap in to all of the powers of my human technology. I want to show up differently. I'm health conscious. I don't want to put more plastic into the environment. It's killing the fish. Can't you eat fish now? Get plastic. That's my customer. You see what I'm saying? And so the more specific I am, like I told y'all yesterday, Denzel Washington said, the universal stems from the specific. The universal stems from the specific. So the more you can zoom in, you know, we start a business, we got a big vision and big idea, and it's what I want to do. And I can see it. I can see it everywhere. You know, we go to billboards and I see, you know, franchises, and I want to be everywhere. I want to be everywhere. Every time I ask somebody what they want to do, that's what they do. They jump to step 9 on the roadmap. I want to be international. I want to have franchises. I want to go public. I want to, you know, be on the stock market. I want, you know, a household name. I want to be in every store, everywhere, and everybody in all the world. Facebook was for Harvard students. I mean, what are we talking about? He didn't build that for everybody. It was a very specific audience. But once you get that core, that engine running, then another set of people will come around that and add their narrative to what you built. But if you don't focus in, you will never have an engine. Okay, so Nike, y'all know the history probably better than me, but I know it's had something to do with runners. Like people, you know, there's people that'll be running. My mother's generation, they look at these people running down the street and pushing babies and strollers and dogs, and They literally like, where's everybody running to? What's wrong with them? Why are we running? Just running. Running down the street and waving. They're like, what is going on here? Those shoes were made for a very specific use case when they started. They were not imagining a world where we all wear athleisure and just go to the grocery store, and everywhere we go, we in the mall, and we just dress like we about to go play a professional sport. They were not envisioning this. Because if they had started that broadly, they never would have made it. You know what I'm saying? They never would have made it. So this is what I need us to do in our early stage before you've made 100,000, 200,000, $1 million in your business. This early stage, I need you to laser focus. We're not widening the vision. We need to zoom in. Okay? I need you to zoom in. They keep telling you to dream bigger and all of that. And you just before the breakthrough, and the wider the net, the more fish you catch and all this. No. The people with big, big visions, and it's for everybody, they build some of the most forgettable brands ever. So I don't want you to fall. This is why I need you to get out of those, come out of them, come out of her, come out of these entrepreneurship programs where people just talk all this big talk, and they just talk, and this is what I want to do. I know this person, and not, you can't say did it no more. So that whoever they own now, well, I know such and such and so, and I got, blah, 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 blah. And it's a lot of talking going on. It's too much. It's too much. You got this big fluffy cloud of aspiration. I see it. I see it. You know how we be talking. I see myself, doing this and doing that. All this manifestation, all these vision boards. I'm telling you, this is why people ain't got no money. So if somebody lands on your website and they cannot tell you what your company does, you're doing too much. If they can't tell what makes you different, it's too much. Y'all have no idea what my vision is, how I'm actually, the work that I'm doing, both for the entrepreneurship as well as how I'm saving the planet, literally, because, oh God, the things that are coming. The EPA, nobody's watching anymore. Like, it's up to me. Like, but I can't tell you all of that. It's too much. Laser focus. Laser focus. Somebody try to go, see, this is why I don't do haters. I'd be saying, I let y'all in the doghouse. You can let yourself out. We're going to be done at 3:30, I promise. The reason being, somebody go to my website right now and they say, well, doll, your website is not very specific. Again, have you ever had somebody stalking you? Have you ever had somebody, have you ever raised millions of dollars and had people from halfway around the world hitting your page? Have you ever had people lining up to buy a product that you're oversold, overwhelmed, getting calls from the FBI and the government because you got better data than they do? You never had to deal with that. So you know what I had to do? I had to turn my whole website off. I had to turn off all the ways that they could buy test kits and this, turn off everything consumer facing. I shut it down for self-preservation, self-protection. But do you have a list of 27,000 people on your email list? Do you have 31 countries calling you right now to come to? No, you don't. So you can't compare yourself to me. I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing something different. I'm moving in different rooms and circles. I'm learning to be strategic. I got to make sure I don't offend nobody, because then what happened at all? I have to be very smart about the work that I do. Okay. So you can't go by what you see on my website. That's why I don't use my websites as examples of what I'm talking about. Okay. So don't get too smart for yourself, right? You want somebody at this early stage, if you're not making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in your business, if you're not like pretty well known, everybody in your circle, everybody in your field, and I mean this, I believe everybody on this phone has the ability to do that. Everybody in your field and your business should know who you are. And until that's a thing, when they hit your page, there should be no confusion about what action you want them to take. Okay. We don't want them to feel like she does a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and also this, and also that. And I could do this, but I could do it for that, but I could do it for you, but I could do it for him, but I could do it for them, I could do it for everybody. It's for everybody. Guess what that's going to get you? Nobody. Nobody. Who understands what's going on here? Nobody. Who's going to click on your page? Nobody. Who's going to pay you some money? Nobody. Like, nobody, baby. Nobody. So we're done. Divorce ourselves from the idea of trying to be everything to everybody. No. One landing page, one offer, one skill, one type of person I'm talking to. If you want to sell something else, that's a whole different landing page with a very specific, clear, and this is what I need you to do. Put your email right here, and then they get that thing. Okay, eventually, they'll all come in and be a part of the whole universe. Okay, but you understand what I'm saying. I know I'm being clear, so thank you. We don't want to be everything to everybody. We're not doing that. We don't want lofty possibilities and big visions and big dreams and all of this. No, we want to be ruthless. We want to cut out everything that is not contributing to the goal. We talked about this yesterday. Okay, so here we go. What decisions are you making? What are you saying no to? Where are you choosing not to be? I'm not finna show up at everything. I was invited to. I was supposed to be at the state of the city thing was the other day. Was it Wednesday? The mayor and them. And they keep emailing me, Art Doll, tables 5, whatever it is. You think I went? No. You know why I chose not to go? Because I already know ain't nobody talking about World War III. They trying to act like everything is normal for this World Cup coming to the city, like America's not canceled. Okay, I choose not to be in that room. You gotta be selective. You gotta say no to some things. You gotta have parameters. Okay, sure, I'll speak, but this is what I require. I literally had somebody invite me out the country to come and speak, and nobody on their team called me, asked me about travel arrangements and preferences, and I was just like, so they gonna text me talking about, well, are you still coming? I said, well, I hadn't heard from anybody on your team about any arrangements or my honorarium or whatever. Oh yeah, no, we don't have no budget, but we just wanted you to pull up. I'm sorry, what? Why did you want me to come? Why did you want me to come? Oh, because you're this great. We know your profile. This requires a budget, sir. Don't ask me. I'm supposed to book my own flight, pay for my own hotel? Who are you talking to? See, that's that hustle energy. I can't do it. I can't go for that. No can do. That's what the song say. I didn't say it. Listen, so the people that dominate their market, that are gonna make this money, the phone gonna keep ringing, you gonna be known in the street, you in your bed, you chilling, you resting, and your phone is still ringing and it's still blinging, and you still getting emails and DMs, are the people that are very selective. Who I serve, who I'm talking to, who I work with, who I'm for, who this is for. It's not for everybody. You can't just get me anywhere, anytime, any place. No. Okay. So now, story again. I'm going to be done. When I was at Harvard, freshman year, as a matter of fact, I met Denzel Washington. We met a bunch of people, whatever. But he said something to me. Then I find it out because all these old videos of Michael B. Jordan are popping up because he won the Oscar. I can talk about that. Because Hollywood, they playing in our face, y'all, but it's cool. Shout out to them. And what this lesson was made me think differently about stories, about content. I think it subconsciously is why I am the way I am today. But I didn't put two and two together till recently, which is what I'm teaching y'all. Okay. The quote is, the universal stems from the specific. The universal stems from the specific. Okay. Not the big everybody, anybody, all y'all. No, specific. Something that feels so personal, you almost don't know, should I share it? Now, I'm not telling you to tell all your business. I got people in the dollhouse that do too much. You do entirely too much. But I do want you to share some stories that feel a little bit personal, feel a little bit like, I wouldn't normally say this, but I'm gonna say it to y'all. The reason why I made it the dollhouse and call it the dollhouse is because I talk to you guys like I talk to my family members. And because I talk to y'all like this, a little bit crazy, I know. But because I do that, people connect with it in a way that is unexplainable. Like y'all, if you've ever tried to tell somebody what this is, you just be like, you just need to come. I'm just telling you. You know what I'm talking about. So that's the kind of visceral connection that you want people to have with your brand. The same way people used to go crazy about Apple or Nike, or I would never wear Adidas. You'd never catch me at a Reebok. All of that energy. People can bring some of that to you in your work, because you don't need 1 million people to be your customers. You need your good couple, 50, 100, or whatever it is, and you'll go head on to $300,000 a year and go head on and be all right. You know what I'm saying? So the more specific you are, the more you can get there. So the universal stems from the specific. So these are things that you say that you hold close to the chest. You make your audience feel like you're just talking to them. I'm saying, if it's a story that seems really, really basic or simple, I was sitting outside. You probably can't hear the birds now, but the window's open. But when I went outside today to get some sun, it's the second warm day we've had after all this cold spell and all of that. And I just happened to turn, because, we have a plethora. The birds here, I don't know what's going on. Is this a bird sanctuary? I don't know what's happening. And I just turned my head, and there was a bluebird. I feel like I'm in a Disney movie. I told y'all that. It's literally like, I'm on the deck. Here's the tree branch, because we got trees all around. I'm thankful they didn't cut down all these trees. It's just sitting on the branch. And I was like, I gasped. I'm like, this beautiful bird. Sometimes hummingbirds come up to my window. They do that all the time. They literally just sit there and look at me. I'm looking at you, you look at me, we're looking at each other. Like, what is going on? Anyway, so I'm looking at the bluebird. And he's looking back at me. So I'm not going to move. And he didn't move. I'm just looking at the bluebird for like 7 minutes. And I'm like, I want to take a picture, but as soon as if that's too much of a move, if I make a move, they ain't going to fly away. So I didn't do nothing. So finally, the wind blew, something happened. And after a while, it's almost like he gave me the nod. Y'all know how we nod? The bird gave me the nod. I kid you not. And then flew on and went on wherever bluebirds go. We see them all the time. Bluebirds and the red, it's gorgeous. You got hawks, all this. See how small and specific that story is? But I could tie it to something about my work, and it's going to resonate with people because it's specific. You understand? That's what's going to travel. Something that's personal, something that's raw. I overcame somebody on this phone. I'm not going to say it because you don't talk about it a lot. I don't know why. But you have a disease that you've overcome. Terminal. I don't know if it's terminal for most people or whatever. But you were diagnosed and they thought it was over, and this is that, what that man did to you. If it's relevant to your work, find a way to tell the most personal, even seeming small. Or, I just noticed this thing on the ground. One of my favorite movies, Diane Keaton passed last year, recipes. She's one of my favorite actresses for whatever reason. I don't know why. Not counting the black ones, of course. I'm talking about the white ones. I know, like her, like Meryl Streep. Okay. And she was in a movie with Jack Nicholson, and whatever the little motif was, and they would pick up the stones off the beach, and the white ones and the black ones. I could do a whole story about, I was walking down the beach and, oh my God, I found the thing. This is the thing from the movie. It's my favorite movie. Da, da, da. I love it because da, da, da. And she was just true to herself. Da, da, da. And that's what I'm saying. You say I had a relationship brand. And I want people to be true to who they are and what they got going on. Blah, 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 blah. And that's what I teach women how to do, how to show up for themselves, how to, what I'm saying? She had collected all them rocks before she ever met this man. So she knew who she was. Do you know who you are? Take the quiz. You know what I'm saying? A specific story. The more specific the truth, the more universally it will resonate. Okay, you have to become really aggressive about this, because you're already in rare air. Nobody talks like this. Nobody has a 5-star pitch. Nobody cares like to make a through line all the way through and talk to enough people and take the data, document the data, what the people said and how they talk and the problem language and put it in a file and make sure that everything you put on social media, everything you say to people, everywhere you go, every speech you give is hitting all these emotional points. Because every time I talk like this, people go crazy. Every time I say, how many of y'all remember what happened in Flint, Michigan? Everybody nods, yeah. I mean, not in Europe. I had to have a different story over there. And I said, I bet you didn't know that there are 3,810 locations in the United States with more lead in their water than Flint, Michigan. Everybody gasps. Actual gasp in the room every time I say that. So why wouldn't I build my entire messaging on that? When I wouldn't hire the marketing agency because we raised $2 million and I paid these people, do you know they tried to reinvent the wheel? You know, they tried to come with some that they thought they were smarter than no. This is what people respond to. Tell the stories of what happened in the Erin Brockovich lady, you know, over there in California. Tell the story of what happened when the babies in Camp Lejeune. We tell very specific stories. Y'all go watch my TED Talk. And because of that, I am who I am today. So I'm telling you, the more specific you are, the more you will get this money. That's why I wanted you to put my 62-year-old world-class dancer back in your story, in your 5-star pitch. Because the more specific you are, the more it's going to resonate. It can't be ignored, can't be scrolled past, can't be forgotten, it can't be denied. It's going to impact and engage people when you talk with specificity. Okay? So in order to do that, you got to leave out. You can't be talking to everybody. You can't be talking generically. You can't be talking something I could Google and pull up. It's got to be very specific. Today, I'm going to tell you about this right here. This happened to me. You can't tell me, no, you're not going to tell me what it's not, because I lived it. Let me tell you what I went through. Let me tell you what my client told me. The more specific you are, the more it's going to hit. The more people are going to share it. And then they're going to take this action, the next action you want them to take, to buy something from you or get on your email list or whatever. Okay? So remember how I told you to go back through your stories or your photos. I need you to do that if you haven't done that exercise. Okay? So if you've done that, now we want to make a list. Everything that you think you want to sell to your people. Oh, I can do this, and I can do this, and I can have this, and I can have this. I could, this program, and that program. They can get this, they can get this flavor, they can get this dish, they can get this thing, they can have this, offering, they can do this, they can come to this event, they can do all types of stuff. Just write it all down. And then after you do that, because we talked about it yesterday, I need you to pick one path, one focus, where you're going to triple down, give all your energy, effort to get that plate spinning. It's not that we can't do all that other stuff, but we got to focus. If you start doing this, you'll see your money come faster from this one thing, and then we can look at expanding or whatever. Okay? If you don't do that, not only are people confused, the algorithm is confused. So if you guys are posting on social media every day, I really hope you are. Day 79 of this 100-day challenge. We're gonna keep going. We're going hard in the paint. We're gonna close with a bang, y'all. If you are not focusing like that, the algorithm is confused, because that means you're gonna be all over the place. Everything you post. One day you're talking about this, next day you're talking about something else. Then one day you're talking to this kind of person, next day you're talking to no. You need to laser focus so you can get one specific kind of person to complete the 7-11-4 equation with you. Because people be trying to be all, creative. You know what I'm saying? They want to do something. Today I'm going to do something different. No, I don't want you to do nothing different. I want you to show up like this, authority post, you do this kind of post, paying, current events and whatever your way to do it is. And do it again. But you're talking one type of person and all the problem language that comes from them, that's what you're speaking to. You're picking stories that will resonate with that specific profile of a person until you get not good, great at that. Till you say, drop me a message, send me a DM, da da da. Until you got at least 50 people who have sent you a message from a social media post and told you what they were resonating with, or if they took your, assessment or got on your email list or whatever. If you can't get at least 50, 100 people to do that, we still got work to do. So the algorithm is looking for, they don't know who to share your content to. It needs a clear signal, clear, consistent, specific signal about who you serve, what you're about, why you're doing this work, why does it matter, who is it for? But when you try to talk to multiple audiences about multiple topics and multiple tones and multiple calls to act, it's too much. So the more you zoom in, the more that these people work for you. Okay, if it sounds like noise, you're not going to get distribution. If it sounds like a clear signal, a very clear signal, it's going to go. They know who to put it in front of. They see it. They engage immediately. They like it. They share it. They save it. They do all the things. Then they're going to show it to more people. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think I made my point. I don't know why this is like a foreign concept. So I need to make sure that we're being very intentional and specific, not like all over the place for the sake of just to say we were doing something. We don't want you to be comprehensive. We want clarity. This is what I do. This is who it's for. I'm not for those people. I am for these people. And I said what I said. I had several white people, multiple, try to get on my list off of LinkedIn, try to get in the thing. No, I'm not doing that because I need to talk like I need to talk to who I'm talking to so you can feel like I need you to feel. Okay, when I get on a major platform doing all that, then they want to learn entrepreneurship, and that's fine. But that's not what I'm doing right now. So I'm not going to tailor myself and water my message down and got to be concerned because he's in the room and I don't want to offend them and got to have a conversation and explain racism to these people. I'm not doing that. So don't see this as a limitation. I want you to see it as a declaration. These are my people. This is a safe space. I'm talking to you. And when you're ready for somebody to get you right, that's what I do here. If you're not ready, it's not for you. You go head on, keep watching Breakfast Club, keep pretending like Charlemagne the God is your leader. But when you're ready to heal and leave all of that behind, that's what we do here in the Black Men's Healing Circle. It's not for everybody. The more you talk like that, the more power it's going to go. It's going to go, y'all. It's going to go. So I'm done. Any questions, comments, concerns, challenges, feedback, perspective, personal story time before we get off for today?
I just had a quick question about the photos that we're going through.
Mhm.
Are we posting the actual photo with a story with it on social media?
You don't have to post the photo, but we're doing that as an exercise to prompt you to remember the story. That's the only reason we're going through the photos. I mean, you can, if it's relevant and you think it'll be cool, absolutely you can, but you don't have to. You can make an AI image as long as it looks, personal. You could do a handwritten something. You can post a photo, but you don't have to. That exercise is designed to help you remember these stories that you can then go and tell.
Okay.
Yep, that's a great question. Great question. Anybody else? Yeah, thank y'all for being here. Shout out to y'all.
Thank you, Doctor.
Absolutely. So yeah, happy Friday. Go get you some sun and things, y'all. Do the thing. We're gonna be all right. I promise you, we're gonna be all right. So tomorrow, I'll do whatever I said we're gonna do tomorrow. We're gonna do that. And anybody else before we jump off?
Well, Happy New Year.
Come on, see, now it's the new year. Yes. Happy New Year. Thank you, Latanja. Happy New Year, y'all. See, I'm gonna have to do a post on
That
it.
reminded me. I
Tomorrow.
have to post about that. I did something for the new year.
It is the new year. It is, in fact. Come on. Happy New Year. See, let us begin. Let us begin. Let us shine. We're going to rise. We're going to shine. We're going to make this buddy. It go head on. I love this. I love it here. Thank y'all for being here. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow too. Till then, we got to go. I got to go. We're out. Pew!